The rain hit Madripoor's rust-stained rooftops like 1,000 tiny bullets. Wolverine stood in the shadows, his breath slow, his senses sharp. He'd been tracking a ghost, a figure whispered about in the underworld, known only as the Iron Fawn. Every lead ended in blood. Every survivor spoke the same name in fear. Tonight, Logan had him cornered. The alley reeked of oil, gunpowder, and something else, something that made his stomach twist. It wasn't fear. It wasn't death. It was familiar. He moved closer, boots silent on wet concrete. A flicker of movement, a tall figure in a black trench coat, back turned, hands clasped behind him. The man didn't run, didn't even flinch. "Been a long time, boy," the voice said, gravelly, calm, like a man greeting an old friend. Logan froze. That voice. It was impossible. The figure turned. The streetlight caught his face, scarred, weathered, but unmistakable. Logan's claws slid out with a metallic snick. That. Flashback, Alberta, Canada, 1880s. A young James Howlett running through the snow, chasing his father's laughter. A strong hand lifting him onto a horse. The smell of tobacco and pine. The warmth of a man who taught him to fight, to hunt, to survive. That man had died. Logan had buried him. Or so he thought. Back in the alley, the man smiled, but it wasn't the smile Logan remembered. It was colder, sharper. "You've been chasing me for months, son. Guess it's time you knew the truth." Logan's heart pounded. "You're Iron Fong." "I'm more than that," the man said, stepping forward. The air between them was electric, charged with decades of unspoken rage. The fight begins. Logan lunged, claws flashing. His father moved like a predator, faster than any normal man should be. Metal clashed against metal. Sparks lit the rain. Every strike was personal. Every block was a memory turned sour. "You let me think you were dead," Logan roared. "I had to," his father growled, locking claws with him. "You weren't ready for the truth." "What truth?" "That you're a killer." His father's eyes narrowed. "No, boy. That we are." The reveal, a legacy of blood. Between blows, his father spoke. About a secret war. About a bloodline bred for violence. About enemies who feared the Howlett name. "You think your rage is yours alone," he said, slamming Logan into a wall. "It's in your blood. I gave it to you. And now, I'm here to take it back." Logan's mind was a storm. Every lesson, every hunt, every word his father had ever said twisted into something darker. The man he'd idolized was the very shadow he'd been chasing. The turning point. A gunshot cracked the night. Logan's father staggered, not from the bullet, but from the distraction. A woman stepped from the shadows, rifle smoking. Her eyes locked on Logan. "Don't listen to him," she said. "He's not your father. Not anymore." Logan's claws trembled. The rain felt colder. The world tilted. His father's voice cut through the chaos. "She's lying. She's the reason your mother's dead." The woman's jaw tightened. "Tell him the truth, Iron Fong. Tell him what you did." Logan's breath came in ragged bursts. Two voices, two truths, and a lifetime of lies between them. His father stepped closer, ignoring the rifle aimed at his chest. "You want the truth, boy? Come with me. Leave her. Leave all of this. I'll show you who you really are." The woman's finger tightened on the trigger. "Logan, choose. Now." The rain stopped. The city held its breath. And Wolverine didn't move. The silence was heavier than the rain had ever been. Logan's claws were still out, gleaming under the flickering streetlight. His father, Iron Fong, stood just a few feet away, eyes locked on him like a wolf sizing up prey. The woman's rifle never wavered. "Choose," she said again, her voice low, urgent. Logan's heartbeat was a war drum in his ears. The first move. Iron Fong moved first, a blur of black coat and steel. The rifle cracked. The bullet sparked off something under his father's skin. Adamantium. Logan's eyes widened. "You. Not the only one with upgrades. Boy," Iron Fong snarled, closing the distance. The woman rolled, reloading in one fluid motion. Logan's instinct screamed. He leapt between them, claws intercepting a blade his father had drawn from nowhere. The fight in the alley. The world became chaos. Gunfire. Steel. Rain. Logan's claws clashed with his father's twin adamantium blades. each strike sending shockwaves through his bones. The woman circled, firing when she could, her bullets finding seams in Iron Fong's armor but never slowing him down. "You've been hunting me for years," Iron Fong growled mid-strike. "And you never once asked why." Logan gritted his teeth. "Didn't need to. You left a trail of bodies." His father's eyes flashed. Every one of them deserved it. The name that changes everything. The woman shouted over the fight. "Logan, he's lying. He's working for her." Her words were cut off by a throwing knife that buried itself in the wall inches from her head. Iron Fong's voice was ice. "Say that name, and you die." Logan's claws hovered inches from his father's throat. "What name?" Iron Fong smiled, a predator smile. "The one that'll make you hate me, or join me." The escape. A flashbang detonated at their feet. White light. Deafening sound. When Logan's vision cleared, his father was gone. Only the echo of his boots fading into the night. The woman grabbed Logan's arm. "We have to move. Now." Logan yanked free. "You're going to tell me everything. Start with your name." She hesitated. "My name's Mara. I worked with your mother. And if we don't stop him, your father's going to burn this city to the ground." The chase begins. They move through Madripoor's underbelly. Neon-lit markets, shadow docks, rooftops slick with rain. Mara spoke in fragments, her eyes always scanning for threats. Iron Fong wasn't just a killer. He was building something. A network. A weapon. And he needed Logan's blood to finish it. The truth about the blood. In a dim safe house, Mara laid it out. Your healing factor isn't just a gift. It's a key. Your father's got the other half, his own. Together, it can power something called the Erebus Protocol. Logan frowned. What the hell is that? A failsafe. A weapon that can wipe out every enhanced being on the planet. Logan's claws slid out slowly. And you're telling me my father wants to use it? Mara's voice was grim. No, he wants to control it. And once he does, no one will be able to stop him. The ambush. Before Logan could respond, the wall exploded inward. Mercenaries in black armor flooded the room, weapons blazing. Logan roared, tearing through them with feral precision. Mara covered his flank, her rifle spitting fire. In the chaos, a shadow moved at the edge of the smoke. Iron Fong, watching, smiling. Father versus son, round 2. Logan charged, claws ready. Iron Fong caught his wrist mid-swing, twisting until bone cracked, only for it to heal instantly. You're strong, his father said, but you're still fighting like a boy. Logan's other claw slashed across his father's chest. Sparks flew as metal met metal. Guess I'll have to grow up fast. The chopper's blades tore through the night sky, carrying Logan and Mara toward the frozen wilderness of Canada. Below, endless forest stretched like a black ocean, broken only by the silver gleam of moonlit snow. Logan's jaw was tight. He'd sworn never to come back here. Too many ghosts. Too much blood. Mara sat across from him, checking her rifle. You know the layout? She asked over the roar of the rotors. Logan's eyes stayed on the horizon. Every hallway, every cell, every scream. Arrival. The chopper set down on a ridge overlooking a valley. There, half buried in ice, was the facility, Weapon X, steel doors like the jaws of a predator. Floodlights sweeping the snow. And, somewhere inside, Iron Fong. Mara handed Logan a small device. EMP charge. We plant in the core, fry the systems, and get out. Logan's claws slid out with a snick. Or we find him first and end this. Infiltration. They moved through the snow like shadows, slipping past patrols and security drones. Logan's senses guided them. The faint hum of generators, the metallic tang of blood in the air. Every step deeper into the facility was a step back into hell. They passed the chamber where Logan had been submerged in adamantium. The restraints still hung from the ceiling like the bones of some mechanical beast. Mara glanced at him. You okay? Logan didn't answer. His eyes were locked on the stains in the floor. Some of them were his. The trap. They reached the central lab, and that's when the lights went out. A voice echoed through the darkness. Welcome home, boy. Floodlights snapped on, blinding them. Dozens of armed soldiers surrounded the lab. And at the far end, stepping out of the shadows, was Iron Fang. Father's offer. He looked at Logan like a craftsman admiring his work. You've been running from what you are. But here's where you were made. And here is where you'll be reborn. Logan's claws gleamed. Not interested. Iron Fang's smile didn't fade. You will be. Once you understand the truth about your mother. Logan froze. Mara's eyes widened. Iron Fang stepped closer. She didn't die in an accident. She was killed. And the man who ordered it is standing right next to you. The Shattered Alliance. Logan turned to Mara, his voice low and dangerous. Tell me he's lying. Mara's hands tightened on her rifle. I was there, but it wasn't like that. Logan's roar shook the walls. You were there. Iron Fang's voice cut in, smooth as a blade. She pulled the trigger, boy, and she's been using you ever since. The break. Soldiers moved in. Logan's rage exploded, claws tearing through armor, blood spraying across the lab. Mara fought too, but every time Logan's eyes met hers, there was fire in them. Iron Fang didn't join the fight. He just watched, studied, waited. The capture. A stunned charge hit Logan in the back, dropping him to one knee. Another, and another. His healing factor fought it, but the electricity burned through his nerves. Iron Fang stepped forward, crouching in front of him. You're coming with me, boy, and when I'm done, you'll thank me. The last thing Logan saw before blacking out was Mara's face, torn between guilt and fear. The final image. When Logan woke, he was strapped to a table. The restraints were adamantium. Above him, machines hummed. And in the shadows, Iron Fang stood with a vial of blood in his hand. Logan's blood. This, his father said, holding it up to the light, is the key to everything. The restraints bit into Logan's wrists like frozen steel fangs. Adamantium cuffs, the kind designed to hold him. Every muscle in his body strained, but the locks didn't even creak. The air in the lab was cold, sterile, humming with a low throb of machines. Iron Fang stood in front of him, a shadow carved from armor and scars. In his gloved hand, a vial of blood caught the surgical light. Logan's blood, glowing faintly red against the glass. This, Iron Fang said, voice low and deliberate, is the missing piece. With it, the Erebus protocol will awaken. Logan's voice was a growl. You're insane. Iron Fang's eyes narrowed, the faintest smirk tugging at his mouth. No, I'm inevitable. The demonstration. He turned to a console, slotting the vial into a cylindrical chamber. Screens flickered to life, displaying a rotating 3D model of something massive buried deep beneath the earth, a black sphere wrapped in coils of energy. The Erebus core, Iron Fang said, almost reverent. It was built decades ago, a failsafe against the rise of enhanced beings. But the fools who made it lacked the key, a perfect regenerative genome. Our genome. Logan's jaw tightened. You're going to wipe out everyone like me. Iron Fang's smile was cold. No, I'm going to control them. Imagine an army of immortals loyal only to us. No more chaos. No more war. Just order. Mara's entrance. The lab doors hissed open. Mara stepped in, flanked by 2 guards. She was unarmed, but her eyes locked on Logan. Iron Fang didn't turn. Did you tell him yet? Mara's jaw tightened. I told him enough. Logan's voice was low, dangerous. You kill my mother. Her gaze didn't waver. I pulled the trigger, but her father gave the order. Iron Fang's head snapped toward her, fury flashing in his eyes. You were supposed to keep that buried. The real betrayal. Mara stepped closer to Logan's table. I joined Weapon X to stop him. Your mother found out what he was building. She tried to destroy it. He sent me to silence her, and I failed. She died, but not before she hid the other half of the key. Logan's breath caught. The other half. Mara nodded. It's not in your blood. It's in your bones. The breakout. Before Iron Fang could react, Mara slammed her elbow into the nearest guard, grabbing his sidearm. Gunfire erupted. Logan twisted against the restraints, muscles tearing, healing, tearing again. With a roar, his claws shot out, slicing through the locks. He hit the floor running, claws flashing, cutting down soldiers in a blur of steel and blood. Mara tossed him a detonator. EMP charge, planted in the core. The descent. They tore through the facility, alarms blaring, red lights strobing. Iron Fong's voice echoed over the intercom. "You can't stop it, boy. The protocol is already waking." They reached a massive elevator shaft, descending into the Earth's frozen heart. The deeper they went, the louder the hum became, a low, bone-deep vibration that made Logan's teeth ache. The Erebus core. The chamber was colossal, a cathedral of steel and shadow. At its center, the Erebus core pulsed like a black sun, tendrils of energy arcing across its surface. Conduits ran from it into the walls, feeding power into something far beyond the facility. Mara moved fast, planting the EMP at the base. "Once this goes off, the core's dead. But we've got 30 seconds to get clear." The final confrontation begins. A blast door slammed shut behind them. Iron Fong stepped out of the shadows, twin adamantium blades in hand. "You think I'd let you destroy my life's work?" Logan's claws slid out with a snick. "Not thinking, just doing it." They clashed, steel on steel, sparks lighting the darkness. Every strike was faster, harder, more desperate than before. Mara fired at Iron Fong, but he moved like a phantom, every bullet deflected. The twist. Iron Fong caught Logan's wrist mid-swing, forcing his claws toward the core. "You destroy this, you destroy yourself. The core is linked to your genome. When it dies, so do you." Logan froze. Mara's eyes widened. "He's lying. Am I?" Iron Fong's voice was a razor. "Go ahead, boy. Be the hero, and watch the light go out in your own eyes." The cliffhanger. The EMP timer hit 0:05. Logan's claws hovered inches from the core. Mara screamed, "Do it." Iron Fong whispered, "Don't." The hum of the core became a roar. The lights swallowed them all. The light from the Erebus core was blinding, a living sun trapped in steel. Logan's claws hovered inches from it, the EMP timer screaming down the last seconds. Mara's voice was raw, desperate. "Do it." Iron Fong's whisper cut through the roar like a blade. "Don't." The hum became a pulse, syncing with Logan's heartbeat. And then the core spoke. Not in words, but in memories. The truth inside the core. Images slammed into Logan's mind like bullets. His mother, alive, standing in a lab much like this one. She was holding him as a child, and Iron Fong stood beside her, younger, unscarred. They weren't enemies. They were partners. The core wasn't just a weapon. It was a vault. Inside, it was the genetic blueprint of every enhanced being on Earth, a map of power itself. And the failsafe wasn't to destroy them. It was to rewrite them. The choice. Logan staggered back, claws trembling. "You lied to me. Both of you." Mara's eyes burned. "I didn't know the whole truth. I thought it was a kill switch. But if he controls it..." Iron Fong stepped forward, blades low, voice steady. "If we control it, boy, we can end every war before it starts. No more chaos. No more threats. Just order." Logan's voice was a growl. "You mean control everyone. Make them your slaves." Iron Fong's smile was thin, dangerous. Better a world of slaves than a world of corpses. The final battle ignites. The timer hit 0:01, and Logan slammed his claws into the core. The EMP detonated. The chamber went dark, then flared with wild, unstable energy. Iron Fong roared, charging. They collided in a storm of steel and fury, each strike echoing like thunder in the hollow chamber. Logan fought with raw rage, every blow fueled by betrayal. Iron Fong countered with precision, every move a lesson he'd once taught his son. Mara fired into the chaos, forcing Iron Fong back, but he was relentless, a predator who knew every weakness Logan had. The breaking point. Iron Fong drove a blade through Logan's side, pinning him against the core. "You can't kill me, boy. You're me." Logan's claws punched through his father's armor, sinking deep. "Then I'm ending both of us." He twisted, and the core screamed. Energy erupted, hurling them apart. The collapse. The chamber began to implode, steel warping, conduits snapping like bones. Mara grabbed Logan, dragging him toward the elevator shaft. Iron Fong staggered to his feet, blood and sparks spilling from his wounds. "This isn't over," he rasped. "You can't run from your blood." The floor gave way beneath him, and he fell into the core's collapsing heart. The lights swallowed him whole. Aftermath. Logan and Mara burst out into the frozen night as the facility sank into the earth, a plume of steam and fire marking its grave. They collapsed in the snow, breathless. Mara looked at him. "You think he's dead?" Logan stared at the smoke. "No. Men like him don't die easy." The final twist. Weeks later, in a hidden bunker, a figure stepped out of the shadows. Iron Fong, scarred worse than before, one arm replaced with gleaming adamantium. In his hand, a fragment of the core pulsed with dark light. He smiled. "Round 2, boy.